Okay. Hey everyone, welcome to today's webinar. We are going to have Farzona Jalilova as a guest. So she's current student at HIT Shenzhen, which is like C9 lead university in China. Farzona will be sharing her admission process, the experiences she had like as a freshman student in China, the first time she arrived, experience in academics, like inside the classroom and extracurricular activities within the university. And at the end, there will be a Q&A session during which you can feel free to ask any questions. All right. So yeah, thanks Farzona for joining us. The mic is yours, the stage is yours. You can go ahead and start speaking about your experience.
Thank you. So my name is Farzona. Most of you know me as Farzona Janilova. Maybe you have watched some of the videos on Instagram, me telling about being accepted to some universities. So I'm 19 years old and I started applying to universities when I had 1 year left, like in November. So I had enough time. What I want to say, how it all started. I started learning English as everyone does. So I come from Samarkand. Most of you might be in Tashkent, maybe. I come from Samarkand. So I started learning English, and after some while, like I took my IELTS, and it was 7.5. I was glad with my score. And also for applying, I knew that like mainly my goal was to apply to US universities. That's why most of them they need us to have our SAT score. So I tried to get my SAT score as well, which was fine, but it wasn't enough. Anyways, but I found the Globstudy. Globstudy is one of the companies in Samarkand, which is very famous for helping students like us, youth like us, to go and study abroad. Or also, if you are a business person, they might help you with your visa, any other things, everything related to documents and abroad. So I came and I asked to apply for US universities and Canada maybe. But later on, I decided that I'm not actually seeing the option of Canada. Maybe I'm going to apply to European countries too, which was very successful. I applied to many US universities and I got applied to many good ones and top ones as well, like Bristol. And I also applied to UK University, which is top from Kaplan. And later on, I was actually looking for full tuition from university, and I decided to apply to China. And I actually got admitted to Shanghai Jiaotong, which actually has partnership with Michigan University. I got admitted there, but the scholarship wasn't enough. So Jafaraka decided to offer me to apply to HIT, which was a very late admission. They had late admission, and I needed to get my
Assalamualaikum.
documents ready.
Yes.
And they wanted to get my documents ready real quick. So, which I did, and I applied like in May, and I took my test, and that's how I decided to study at HIT, which is in China. I had no idea about universities in China at the time. I only knew about the Shanghai Jiaotong. But later on, I started actually researching and I applied to HIT in Shenzhen branch. Harbin, so I study in China's city called Shenzhen, which is located in coastal region, very, very coastal region. And it's in Guangdong province. So Harbin Harbin Institute of Technology, where I'm studying, it actually has a real like it's headquartered in Harbin, where the climate is really cold and it's like winter all the time. And it has branch in Shenzhen. So in Shenzhen, climate is like more of something that we have in Uzbekistan, because summers here are really hot and winter might be hot as well from time to time. And you might not even see the snow mostly rainy. So, Harbin Institute of Technology. What I got to know, why I chose China. So, China nowadays, these last years, is becoming one of the leading countries in many, many fields. And it always had good reputation in engineering fields like robot engineering, mechanical, civil engineering. And Harbin, the university that I study, is the one of universities which is actually included in C9 League. It's the equal of US Ivy League. So I decided to choose it. What I want to tell about my university. When I was applying, I had two options. The first option was, of course, computer science, and the second option was robot engineering. And uh, in our year, they choose us for the second major. All of us, like maybe let's say 50% of students chose computer science as first choice program. They chose us for the second choice. So we went to robotics, some of us to mechanical, some of us to civil engineering. They got me into robot engineering, which is actually good because what I want to highlight is that I study here, and on a daily basis, I might be just walking around the university, and I might be seeing some random robots, like robot pets, robot human, or maybe a robot serving somewhere on the store, or maybe you're just going to the restaurant and there is no person actually working or serving you. There might be some robot. So I got to know that Harbin has a good reputation in engineering, and I might be having some good prospects. Telling about Shenzhen. Shenzhen is, as I said, it's coastal city, and which makes it actually good because if you ever heard or read about the history of universities, history about China, most of the countries, like most of the cities in China, which are located in coastal regions, they had their development real quick. And later on, like the cities which are located in the center, they got their development. So Shenzhen has its development real quick. And why I'm saying it, because I had my experience of going to Shenzhen Reform Center, where you can go and actually hear stories from guide telling you that it was once just fishing village, and it became a whole, you might call it even megapolis, because I'm a girl from Samarkand. For me, the first thing that came to my mind, it looks like a megapolis, or maybe some city from Cyberpunk. That's how it is, and it's very developed, and you have a lot of options. The internships, everyone is interested in internships because the first year we are not allowed to work, because first year you just adapt to the city life, to food, to everything, which might be pretty difficult for you, finding your food, finding your lifestyle, finding your friends and environment, the circle. And if you can speak Chinese, or if you already have some proficiency in Chinese, that would be just much better. It might make your life just easier, because you will get used to the life in China like faster. Why I'm saying this, because I didn't know Chinese, and I didn't know that one day I will choose Harbin and I will start studying in China. I have never imagined about it. So if you have HSK, it might make your like classes really easy. So we have our first semester. Telling about first semester, we only have like 4 classes. But let's say if your math is good, no pre-calculus, you are not waking up for early classes. If your Chinese is good, you're having just 2 courses. It means just you are getting used to the city life as a whole in the beginning. But it's just the beginning. If you're a student that is choosing engineering is China is complicated, but I might say manageable. And you also have a lot of opportunities there. So from second year, you are allowed to have part-time internships. Shenzhen has internships, a lot of them. Saying about some good companies that are located there, or maybe even headquartered, it's BYD company. I have been to BYD company, and you might actually see a lot of BYD cars there because it's Chinese cars, and um, they are very good, well developed. You can see the cars they are manufacturing there. You can see the factory. They might tell you about their history and everything. Also, they have Huawei and Tencent and DJI, which are very popular and well known to us even. So there are a lot of opportunities to have good internships. I guess we have like 8 hours. We are allowed to work like 8 hours in a week from second year. But before that, first year, you're not working, you're not allowed, and it might have some legal consequences, I might say. So, telling about classes. In second semester, you already have more classes. You have like 9 courses, and the classes are not limited to the engineering classes like physics. We have calculus, we have circuit, but it's not limited to that. We also need to have some credits outside of those classes. So we need to choose some elective courses, and they are called China's conditions courses. I had China's condition course, one of them in the first semester, which allowed me to go to some trips, which actually took me to Shenzhen Reform Center, which took me to BYD, which took me to some village, and I got to know a lot from there. For second year, I chose China's. It's related to climate, and you need to choose more because you need to gain credits from those courses as well. And everyone is interested in extracurricular activities. Me too. And I got to know a lot about them. And we actually have a lot of opportunities in there too. So being on the campus, like our campus is like very very big. Why I'm saying it's big? Because we don't have only one university located there. We have 3 universities in one place, and it's called University Town. It's called University Town because there are 3 universities: Tsinghua, Peking University, and Harbin University, which allows you to be in the library. Let's say you just wake up on a random morning and you say, today I'm going to be studying in the library of Peking University. And you're going to meet and have some friends from Peking University as well. Or maybe you're going to cultural event of Tsinghua. So if you have friends, you might be having actually friends from different universities there, and having more and more opportunities, more and more accessibility to libraries and any other like cafes maybe, which is really good, which makes the campus big, and you don't get bored. And about classes that I'm having right now, I have like about 12 classes in a week, and we are studying like the last day that we study is Friday. So Saturday, Sunday, we are having no classes. It's Saturday today, and we have no class. But second semester for engineering students might be actually difficult because you are getting adapted, that you're having more of homework volume, assignments volume, projects volume, and presentation. So a lot of them. And if you are also choosing some elective courses, having some extracurricular activities, it might be difficult in the beginning. And you might actually start feeling like you are falling behind all the time. You might be feeling like there are so many events happening, people are going to some places, everyone is doing everything, and you're trying to catch up on them. That's how it is. But life feels productive all the time, which is very good, which makes actually it very productive. And uh, so for students who are from economics and business, Harbin has those majors too, which is really interesting. Being Harbin Institute of Technology, it still has economics and business majors. And they actually have a department there where they study. And what I can tell for them, talking to students from those majors, first year is going to be pretty much manageable, and the second year too. But later on, you guys might be having a lot of projects, a lot to learn too. That's what I can tell. So I also want to include that when you're applying, you're going to have an exam. except having your CACA. It's a new policy, by the way. When I was applying, we didn't have CACA, but now it actually means that getting into university in China is becoming more of complicated for you, and it's making them more of selective. So you need to have actually good GPA because they are going to look at your GPA, and you should be having some extracurricular activities which are actually telling you that you have been to some good projects maybe, or research maybe. And what else? The exam for engineering students, it's gonna have questions. I remember someone asked me about exams, so I'm going to include this too. So 30 questions from math and like 8 questions from physics. You're going to have an online test there at home, and they are going to check it. And if you pass it successfully, and they evaluate your document, they evaluate your CV, they evaluate your essays, later on they send you the admission letter with your stipend. So they have major award. Major award means 100% like full tuition covered, and 1,000 RMB. It's Chinese currency. 1,000 RMB, and like they pay you every month. And there is another award. It's called first award. So first award just covers full tuition, and later on it just gets less, 75, 50, and like that. But I wish all of you get like 100% coverage, but it doesn't mean that you're going to be studying free, and that's how it goes all the time. Because when I got into university, one of the big truths for me was that in the end of every year, you're going to be having the ranking stuff. So if your ranking is low than 50%, you're going to lose your scholarship, by the way, like 25%, 50%, and maybe one day you will be paying 30,000 RMB just because you weren't studying at all and it was just free for you. So it means they are going to look at the ranking. They are going to look if you were actually attending classes. Attendance is one of the very most important things in Chinese universities, because they tell you that if you don't keep your attendance at least 80%, you might lose your temporary residence permit. So something like this. And my advice for you is that, like, the mistake that you shouldn't be doing is that thinking that they are accepting this year everyone like they did maybe like 2 or 3 years before. Because this year universities in China, they are changing their policy. They have the CSCA, which you guys are taking. It's a new exam. Besides the IELTS, you're going to have this exam too, and you have your entrance exam. So a lot of them, which makes it very super selective. And you should be having some, but it doesn't mean they are not going to select you, but it's worth it. It's worth it. If you're taking the exams, you're taking everything, you are doing your essays, and for now it's hard for you and you are just trying to catch up on life. One time when you get your visa and you are in China, you're going to say that it's worth it. Life there is worth it because traveling here is cheaper, and living costs. Talking about living costs, uh, someone asked me about living costs too here, who was interested in applying and being admitted there. So here I can say, in 1 month, for you to live, let's say, a comfortable life as a student, you're going to be spending around 3,000 RMB, maybe less. It just depends on you. And talking about dormitories, there are dormitories, but you might have a dormitory if you are quick to understand. You follow everything. You find some information about university all the time. If you are actually curious about university, you might be having your dormitory there. But if you cannot book your dormitory, you're going to be renting your own apartment, which might be a bit of expensive. you're gonna pay like thousand, starting from 1,500 RMB. 1 month it might go to 2,000 RMB. It just depends on the apartment you find. But having a dormitory, you can have it. I think you can have a dormitory if you are following and everything on every instruction that they are giving out, following their messages in your email, and trying everything, just waiting on the deadlines. When I was booking my dormitory, we had instructions of waiting like till 6 a.m. in the morning. Like in Samarkand's time, it was 6 a.m. in the morning. And you're sitting from 5 a.m. till 6 a.m. waiting for it to open. And you book your dormitory there. That's how it works. But if you fall asleep, you're not going to have dormitory and you're going to be paying more and more, which might, you could just save up the money and travel maybe, because traveling here is cheaper and it's easier, but you need to have visa to some of the countries. Like maybe we cannot go to Hong Kong visa free, but you can just apply for the visa and go to Hong Kong. And there are some actually cities where you can go without visa too. Transport, like how much do I pay to transport? My dormitory is not the one that is close to the campus. So mine is like 4 kilometers far from the campus, but we still have a shuttle bus provided by the university. And it actually teaches you how to be punctual, because having a shuttle bus and knowing a lot of people that they are going to be in the class, they're going to get on that bus on the same time, it actually teaches you to be punctual. It teaches you how to get up early and get on that bus. And it's not far, but you still need to be on time in classes. So in classes, for attendance, we scan the QR code, and that's how it works. So if you are late, you're just going to lose the attendance for that class part. That's how it is. About teachers, there are actually some very good teachers that I got to know who were teaching. I know a teacher, like a professor, he worked as a teacher in Australia. There was another teacher that I had from elective course, which provided us with trips around Shenzhen, and she was studying in US universities and worked there too. They are actually some very good teachers and they are knowledgeable. So they are going to be very good professors. So you just need to be studying on your own too. Self-study is very important at university. You should be able to work and to have some discipline. And that's how it is. Also, I might talk about, yeah, I didn't say a lot about extracurricular activities. We have a lot to do here. So we have badminton, we have basketball. Badminton, talking about badminton, I know I have some friends. I met some people there who play badminton, especially the students from Indonesia, maybe. There are a lot of them. And because like badminton for them is something like volleyball for us, or football maybe for us. And there is badminton, there is basketball, there is uh, a volleyball happening too, and it's just the sports activities, right? They have dance activities. They have, like, talking about dance activities, you might be uh, having some very good, like, it's just for girls who are interested in dance activities. Uh, it's very good because I have been to events where the girls that are trying to, and they are actually on stage dancing like a team. So we are actually going to be having a lot of events. If you study there, you're going to see some of your classmates doing very various activities. But I also know students who do uh, like circuits. They actually go and work in circuit extracurricular activities. It means you should be very smart, very interested to do that, because it's really hard and you are going to be having some big projects, and it's all outside of the classroom, it's outside of the university, and you might be having some activities related to AI, or maybe building your own project or doing some coding and programming, something like that. So there are a lot of extracurricular activities. When you come here in the first year, you're going to be having a event where all of the recruiters from those activities, they come and register you if you're interested enough. So yes, there is a place for everyone, for every interest. You can grow, you can develop your interests here outside of the school too, so you don't get bored maybe. So yes, maybe I need some questions to help me to tell maybe a lot
Yeah,
more.
yeah. Oh yeah, that has been like great storytelling. I think everybody was so carefully listening to everything that you've been telling. Thanks, Farzana. But yeah, it's a great idea if we also turn to questions to make it like more interactive. I mean, you already spoke a lot actually about your experience. I'm also kind of actually excited like that you are taking such a study program in one of the top universities of China. And I didn't know that Peking Graduate School and Tsinghua Graduate School are just next to HIT Shenzhen, like in the university town that you mentioned. But yeah, okay. So there was a question from Surdiona. It's about physics. So technically, you're taking physics courses. I think you'll be taking even more in the second year. So the question is like, did you have a good base, like good foundation in physics before you went to university?
No, it was very superficial. Physics might be hard. There are a lot of stories from second year students, but physics might be hard. At least you need to have some knowledge, superficial knowledge in physics, just for
Mhm,
you to catch up on everything that is teacher explaining you on
mhm,
topics that they are having.
mhm.
It's manageable, but for me, physics is complicated too because it's calculus and everything in mix. That's how it is. No, I didn't have a good base. I just had superficial base. I think you can survive too.
Okay, all
And there
right.
is another question, I
I
guess.
mean,
Do you
you can technically learn physics during the classes as well, right? Did you take any like preparatory classes for physics before you went to classes?
No, no. I just
Okay.
took the entrance exam. That was
Mhm,
the only thing that I did about
mhm.
physics before that.
Okay. Okay, I see. All right. Yeah. Thanks for responding to that. So there's another question about admission process. Can I enroll in such university with only CSCA certificate and then add IELTS or TOEFL certificates? I mean, yeah, that's an admission question. So let me respond to that. Well, the admissions website of university, like especially HIT Shenzhen, it mentions that you have to submit your application with full package of documents, including CSA certificate. And CSA depends what kind of subjects you need to take. It depends on the major that you're going to apply to. For example, if you apply to economics, then CSA in math would be sufficient. But if you apply to computer science, engineering, mechanical engineering, and etc., then you will need to take CSA in math and physics, right? Apart from that, you have to upload your IELTS or TOEFL certificate too. Like it's not possible for you to submit an application without your language certificate, right? Yeah. Do you want to add anything to that, Farzona?
No, I think it's correct. But there are actually universities without CSCA, but not
Oh, yeah,
without
yeah.
IELTS though.
Mhm. Yes, yes, there are some universities. I would like to share a list of some universities without CSCA, maybe like in the Globstudy students group chat. Yeah, I think Dior, I can share that list if you wish. But I think for Dior, it's more about language certificate. Like he already has CSA, I guess, but doesn't have language certificate. Maybe, yeah, we could try to find some university that doesn't require the IELTS or TOEFL at the stage of application. Yeah. But okay, thank you for question, Dior. Next, how would you comment studying in engineering degree? Is it stereotypically hard, Farzona?
I want to say yes because I cannot say that it's easy because you're going to be having a lot of courses that you might not have an idea about. Let's say it's circuit. I don't think that we had some knowledge covered about circuit at school. Like in summer camp, I studied in summer camp. So uh, circuit was something new to me. And we also have some physics experiments there, which is actually a new thing. You're going to be there, you're going to work with devices there and having an experiment. Yes, it's something new, so it's gonna be hard. But if you are trying good and you are having you actually want to keep up on everything, it's gonna be manageable soon.
Yeah, so it's going to be real lab experiments, not the lab experiments that in which you
Yeah,
just
the
write
real ones.
conspect, right? Like in most of the public schools in our country. But yeah, if you have
We
strong school preparation, maybe like you took, real physics labs and you did really study hard for physics or math classes, then maybe it's going to be much more manageable for you to study at engineering school. Yeah, maybe. Okay. Biomed engineering. I don't think this university specifically has biomedical engineering. I think Shanghai Jiatong actually has it. As far as I remember. I mean, Shanghai Jiatong, it's actually very prestigious school as well. They must have biomedicine as well, because their undergraduate college, it's called Global College. They have flexible list of majors, basically, much more options than at most other universities for engineering. Yeah. Do you want to add anything to that, Farzona? Like anything related to medicine or biology at HIT Shenzhen?
um regarding medicine and biology, in our first year, I had life and health science course, which was related to physics too, to biology too, and chemistry too. So you're going to be having a course like this in the first year, which means yes, they have some courses like this, but we don't have majors. We mostly have engineering majors. We have architecture.
Architecture, yeah.
Uh, architecture. Yeah, they have a lot of opportunities for architecture students here too, and we have economics and business major department.
Mhm.
That's just it.
Yeah, by the way, architecture major at HIT Shenzhen doesn't require exam in physics. Like you need to take CSA in math only. So just math CSA you can apply to architecture major without taking physics. Yeah.
But if your Chinese is good, you might be having like wider range of majors available to you. But English taught courses, that's the ones that I already mentioned to you.
But are there Chinese taught courses? I mean majors, at HIT Shenzhen.
Yes.
But
Yeah, yeah, there
they
are
aren't
some.
published to university website, are they?
No, they are not available, I guess, for international services,
Mm.
but they have it in their own sites and WeChat groups.
Okay, that's interesting to find out because there's literally no information about Chinese taught majors at HIT Shenzhen campus. I mean, specifically Shenzhen.
We actually study with Chinese students in the same campus, have their classes sometimes on the same floor, but different classes. It's not limited to only us. That's
Mhm.
why, yes, they have some they might be having some exams, which might be more difficult for them. As you know, China has some difficult exams for
Yeah.
Chinese people, and they study here and they have a lot of homework and assignments. So for international students, it's easier. When you come here, you gotta know that I don't know. I was like blessed that I'm an international student. That was my thought
Yeah, yeah.
because they are super smart. They are super smart. They actually do some smart things here. They build some robots, which I have met on some
Mhm.
floors of our buildings. So yes.
Okay, that's interesting to find out. So it's It's sort of a double standard for Chinese students, right? So international students get more attention from professors. Their exams might be even easier, but for local students, it would be like much more difficult than for internationals.
Yes, the education load for Chinese students has always been like more
Mhm.
than to international students because they have it more even in school. Uh, they have their gaokao, so it's like being educated here is very important, and you actually can gain some good status later. So it means, Chinese people are very friendly, and when they ask you where do you study and you tell the university that you are studying, they are going to be like, wow. So if you study there, you are already very well respected, because it means it's very hard to get there for Chinese students. That's how it is. Yes.
Especially if you get into Tsinghua and you say like, 我是在 Tsinghua, they would be like, you must be
Yes,
genius or something.
it's
Okay.
the end for that person.
Yeah. All
So we
right.
have
Yeah.
new questions, right?
Yeah. There's a question about instruction language. So are lectures fully in English or do some professors switch to Chinese?
Uh, I didn't see this question. Can you please repeat?
Yeah. Yeah. So are lectures fully in English or do some professors switch to Chinese?
No, no, they don't switch to Chinese at all. Uh, they speak, all of them speak in English. There are, like, being in university, uh, staff is going to be speaking to you in English because you're an international student.
Mm-hmm.
Professors speak in English, and I might say sometimes you might be having like accent problem maybe sometimes with some
Yeah.
people that you talk to, but it's not like they don't know English. They know English and they are
Yeah.
going to be speaking to you in English.
Okay. But do you also have Chinese students in your class, like your robotics major, right? When you're taking certain class in English, there's also Chinese students, not only international students, right?
Yes, but those are not Chinese students who, like, they are Chinese maybe, but they have been living abroad, or
Oh,
maybe they Chinese Indonesian, like they live it in Indonesia, but they are Chinese. They can speak Chinese, and they come as an international student like you, and it means it's gonna be a huge competition for you to survive there as someone, let's say, who has no HSK. You don't speak Chinese, and they already have their uh, Chinese class
mhm.
covered. They got their
Yeah, yeah.
credits already from Chinese classes, and some of them might be really good in math and physics. So yes, there are some Chinese students, and you can be friends with them too, and maybe that's how you will learn Chinese, through being friends and having connections.
Mhm. I see. All right. Okay. So there's the next question about exchange programs. Does HIT Shenzhen offer exchange programs domestically or internationally with other top universities?
Exchange programs.
It's like when you study
Yes,
semester or 2 semesters away from your home university.
yes, they have it, and you can have 3+1 or maybe 2+2 exchange programs, and they have some partnerships with students. They have partnerships with countries like UK, and I heard lately about Italy too, and there are some universities like US partnerships too with universities. So yes, they have some exchange programs, and also they have exchange programs for graduate students, because you can actually get your master's in HIT.
Hmm.
So they have it for graduate students too.
Okay, okay, yeah, that's pretty useful to know actually. Yeah, so while studying at HIT Shenzhen, you can also get to experience some other university academic environment. Like you could take a semester away in Italy, for example, right? Okay. There's another question about adaptation process in China. So how would you describe your adaptation?
In the
I think,
beginning,
sorry
it
for
was
interrupting. So it's like there's two questions which are actually related to each other, right? So there's question about adaptation, and the question that comes right after that is challenges that you faced when you just arrived in Shenzhen in HIT campus.
in the beginning, you're going to be having a lot of document work and registration work. So when you come, the first thing that you do, you get registered. First 2 days or first week, you have your exam. So it means you are going to do a lot of work in the beginning for you to be registered as a student. And in the beginning, you should find your way. So for me, it was difficult to refer to a Chinese person who doesn't know English. So there were the times when I would be using the translator in my phone, and I'm still using it, and you might be using it constantly to talk to shop assistant, to people, to the bank when you go there. So language barrier. Not all the time they might be understanding you or what you want. So having a good Chinese friend that will help you with dealing your problems is a good thing. But also, maybe I suggest you to have some basic knowledge in Chinese too, because this was difficult for me. I had some problems with opening my card in bank, and my Chinese friend helped me there. So I wouldn't be able to solve that problem because I don't know, and I don't know how to speak Chinese. So it's better to know some Chinese a little bit. But it's not the only hardship there. I would like to comment on climate too. So I already told that it's hot here. It's very hot in summer, and
Hot and
and it's
humid.
gonna be
Right.
raining. It's going to be raining heavily during autumn and spring season. So uh, the weather would be changing a lot, and it's not the rain that you can usually see in Samarkand. It's like real rain, because it looks like a like university as a whole. It looks like some developed university with. It actually has a how do we call, like the forest might be in the very center, and you
Mhm.
might see it's like a real jungle because sometimes it's raining heavily,
And it's
and that's how it
inside the
is.
university, you mean, right? Inside the campus.
Yes, like in the center of the university. For you, let's say, to get from one building to the other, you just need to pass from that forest. I would like to call it forest because uh, they actually have some. I don't know, the nature here is so developed, and they actually pay attention. So they have trees all the time, and they have greenish places a lot.
Green campus.
Uh, Also, yeah, the food. Uh, in the beginning, you are going to be maybe you don't like the food in the beginning, and you cannot find the food that is suitable for you. Um, there are canteens. On campus, there are four canteens. So the canteens are so big. Each of them has like 3 or 4 floors. So you are going to be having a wide range of food there. But it's still hard because most of the food there is like Chinese food at the end of the day, like maybe Hong Kong cuisine or maybe Cantonese cuisine or some different cuisines. Um, but you still have some food range. uh, I had problems with food for a long time unless I found some Uyghur restaurants. They have it, and they have some similar food that is similar to our food that we eat. Like they have maybe rice and potatoes. They might be having bread that we have. There are some people who can actually make that. So it was food, but now I think it's easier because maybe eating healthier is better. You actually have options to eat healthy here and to find food here, so it's pretty easier. And the costs for food are almost the same, and you can even find cheaper options of buying food.
Mhm.
So yes,
Okay.
and I don't know. I think that's it. Like maybe being disciplined too, like going to classes on time, doing everything on time,
Mhm.
having like managing your deadlines from school, because you are going to be having a lot of assignments, and it means you should be a parent to yourself, a dad to yourself, a mom to yourself,
Yeah.
and everything. You should be doing it on your own. So a lot of responsibilities, unless you get used to your life like that,
Hmm.
like independent life. So yeah.
Okay, okay, yeah. That's great. I think like it was definitely challenging for you to adapt to life. Like you mentioned food. I was also in China, like the food was initially so hard to consume. But yeah, when you learn things, when you find out, some good places to eat at, like you mentioned Uyghur places, for example, yeah, it's gonna get easier definitely. But the weather, well, it's really hard. Though on the one hand, it's not, as dry as it is in Uzbekistan, let's say. Like the weather is humid, so sometimes they say like it's healthy for your skin, for example, right? To be in a humid weather. But yeah, overall, it could be difficult for some people to adapt to life in China. There's one thing I would like to sort of ask. So, when you watch online information about the city of Shenzhen, usually you see like drones delivering food, for example, and
Yes.
fully automated cars taking you like from one place to another, like taxi, basically, right? So is that the thing in Shenzhen? Like, is it really true that Shenzhen is super high-tech city?
Yes, when I have been like about 10 or 15 kilometers far from Shenzhen. Like Shenzhen is big, so most of the time you are going to be going to far places through subway, which is also cheap. And I met it's like it was a car and there is just passenger there sitting and no driver, and it was automated. I was shocked when I saw
Wow.
that. And
Okay.
on campus, especially it was like in Tsinghua, closer to Tsinghua University, there was a food delivery that was delivered by a small robot that was like flying and landing there and putting your food that you ordered from a Meituan. Meituan is
Nice
like an
one.
app where you order most of your food.
Mhm.
So yeah, it was very shocking, very new to me. I was surprised. And yes, they also have this robot dance in some festivals. It's not like people dancing there, it's like robots having their dance. They are dressed up in something, they're actually dancing. And I have been to the restaurant where there is no one serving you. It's just
It's
a
just
food that
robots,
is
fully
revolving,
automated.
and
Yeah.
then you get the food, yeah, that you want. Or maybe
Hmm.
there is some just robot bringing your food to the table and putting it there.
Yeah.
So most of the time you're going to be doing your things on your own, so you don't need anyone to help you.
Hmm. I see. Okay. All right. Yeah. Thank you so much, Farzona. I think you have covered so much about studying at HIT Shenzhen, living in Shenzhen, I mean, overall in China, right? So I think the information you shared has been super useful for all the participants attending this webinar. Like they learned even about, admission process. They learned about like the adaptation process to China. I think some people now can put the right expectations for themselves when they arrive in China. Like they will not be thinking that it's going to be all easy, right? And academically, yes, it's also important for people to be well prepared, like especially in physics and math, I would say, for people who want to study engineering, even for economics, I guess, knowing math, like the knowledge of math is going to be super useful because you study like at top university, it's like, top 150 and top 50 for engineering. And then it's kind of like all these super smart kids surrounding you who are studying for the same major. And you mentioned the ranking thing, like students are ranked every year, right? You said. So yeah,
Yes.
it's important for you to keep the GPA performance. Like you need to study for certain subjects very well so that your GPA is high and you're ranked among the top students of your class so that you can carry on your scholarship. Like it's also about the money. If you don't study, then university is of course not going to pay for your tuition or even the stipend, let's say, right? Yeah, I guess
Yes.
all the information you shared has been really useful. Like we can see obviously from the comments as well. Yeah. Again, thank you for your time. I know that your time is valuable. Probably you were working or you were supposed to work on assignments, or maybe you soon have midterms. But yeah, again, your time is valuable
Yeah,
to
we
us.
are
Thank you
soon having
for
midterm.
yeah, thank you for sharing all this information and joining this webinar. All right.
Thank
Okay,
you
yeah.
too.
To
Thank
the
you very
participants as
much.
well, yeah, thanks for joining. We hope to
Thank you for
organize.
your questions. They were very
Yeah,
helpful.
yeah, great questions actually. Yeah, very specific and great questions. Yeah. Okay then. Thanks everyone. Hoping to see everyone succeed in the admissions process and study at top prestigious universities of the world. Yeah. Again, yeah, thank you for joining everybody. Farzona, you too. If you have anything to share, like last, then yeah, you can tell and then we can end the webinar.
I just tell you, if you want to be admitted to Chinese universities, just shoot your shot and try, and it's worth it. So I just wish you good luck. So everything goes well, and your future ambitions too, and everything. So thank you so much. I had fun here, talking to you guys and answering your questions. Thank you so much.
Okay, 谢谢你，再见. All right, goodbye
谢谢
everybody.
你，再见。
Okay, bye bye.